Thank you for joining my Esoteric Academy here at Esoteric Researcher 666 YouTube channel. Today we have a very fascinating topic. We're going to take a look at sacred geometry and much more. So sacred geometry is based on the idea that certain geometric shapes and patterns such as the circle, the triangle, and the hexagon have inherent symbolic and spiritual meaning. These shapes are believed to reflect fundamental aspects of the universe and the nature of reality, and their study can reveal insights into mysteries of existence. In the views of the occult sciences, sacred geometry is believed to reveal the underlying principles and structures of the universe as a whole. By understanding the symbolic meanings of these shapes and patterns, practitioners of the occult hope to gain insights into the nature of reality and the workings of the cosmos. The use of the tetragrammaton in gematria, for instance, and other mystical practices is seen as one way to access these deeper truths and mysteries. The study of sacred geometry often involves an examination of patterns and shapes found in nature, including snowflakes, spiderwebs, and rays of the sun. These natural patterns and shapes are seen as examples of the underlying principles of sacred geometry at work in the natural world. For example, snowflakes are known for their intricate and symmetrical patterns, which are based on the geometric shape of the hexagon. This shape is considered to be a fundamental aspect of sacred geometry, representing balance and harmony in the universe. Similarly, spiderwebs are often viewed as examples of spiral patterns, which is another important geometric shape in sacred geometry. The spiral represents growth, transformation, and the cyclical nature of life. The rays of the sun are also considered to be examples of sacred geometry in action. The sun rays can be seen as emanating from a central point and spreading out in a radial pattern, reflecting the concept of unity and interconnectedness of all things. These natural patterns and shapes are not only aesthetically pleasing but also reflect the natural laws of physics. For example, the hexagonal shape of snowflakes is a result of the arrangement of water molecules in ice, which is dictated by laws of physics of this third dimension. In this way, the study of sacred geometry can be seen as a way to understand the fundamental principles of the universe, including the natural laws of physics that govern the behavior of matter and energy, at least on this plane. By exploring the patterns and shapes found in nature, the practitioners of occult hope to gain a deeper understanding of the mysteries of existence and the nature of reality. The occult and scientific perspectives on these unexplainable geometric phenomena may differ in their interpretation and explanation of these occurrences. In the occult view, unexplainable geometric phenomena may be seen as evidence of spiritual or mystical forces at work. The patterns and shape found in nature may be seen as evidence of a deeper underlying order or meaning, which can be revealed through the study of sacred geometry and other esoteric practices. From a scientific or atheist perspective, though, the unexplainable geometric phenomena may be seen as natural phenomena that they've just yet to have them fully understood or explained by current scientific knowledge. These patterns and shapes may be the result of complex physical and chemical processes rather than the influence of some sort of spiritual or mystical forces behind our third dimension. I personally think the Hermetic philosophy or the occult practice of sacred geometry is much more convincing than just a statement from scientists saying, well, who knows, it's just not mystical. That's interesting. While the occult and scientific perspectives on unexplainable geometric phenomena may differ, it is important to note that both perspectives seek to understand the mysteries of the universe through careful observation and study. The occult may use mystical or spiritual practices to explore these phenomena. Science relies on empirical evidence and the scientific method to understand the natural world, in which they cannot understand that phenomena. Geometrical patterns are often linked to angels and demons in the context of magic in the occult. In Enochian magic, for example, sigils are symbols or patterns used to represent angels and other spiritual entities. These sigils are often derived from geometric shapes and patterns, and are believed to contain the essence or energy of the entity they represent. Similarly, in the Ars Goetia, the famous grimoire of demonology, sigils are used to represent and evoke demons. These sigils are often based on geometric patterns and shapes, and are believed to have the power to summon and control these entities. The use of geometric patterns and sigils in magic and the occult is based on the idea that these sigils have inherent power and significance. They are believed to tap into deeper aspects of reality in the spiritual realm and to be able to influence the energies and forces that govern the universe. So from an occult perspective, the use of geometric patterns and sigils in magic is not limited to angels and demons, but can also be used to represent other spiritual entities or concepts entirely. For example, the use of the mandalas and yantras in Hindu and Buddhist traditions are based on similar principles of using geometric patterns to represent spiritual concepts and energies. So the use of geometric patterns and sigils in magic and the occult is based on the belief that they just tap into this deeper aspect of reality and influence and energetic forces at work in this universe. So the specific beliefs and practices associated with these patterns can vary across the different traditions and cultures, but the underlying principles remain the same. Very interesting when we go back and we consider just the natural phenomena of geometry, of sacred geometry we see around us, and how it also is linked to these expressions of angels, demons, and the other side. Occult sacred geometric patterns are believed to occur throughout the natural world, including within human anatomy even. For example, the golden ratio, which is a mathematical ratio found in many natural forms, including the spiral of shells and the branching of trees. It's been observed in various aspects of the human anatomy, such as the proportions of the human face and body. In Renaissance art, there was a strong interest in capturing the ideal proportions and symmetry of the human form, which was often achieved through the use of geometric shapes and patterns. Artists such as Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo were known for their use of the golden ratio and other geometric principles in their work, which they believed could evoke a sense of harmony and beauty in the viewer. The use of geometric patterns in the Renaissance art was not necessarily tied to direct occult beliefs, but rather to the idea that there was an inherent beauty and harmony in the natural world and could be captured and expressed through their art. But however, some occult traditions, such as alchemy and Hermeticism, did incorporate the study of geometry and the human form into their practices, viewing the human body as a microcosm of the larger universe. In alchemy and Hermeticism, the human body was viewed as a microcosm of the larger universe, with the same principles and forces that govern the cosmos also at work within the human body simultaneously. This view was based on the idea that the human body was made up of the same basic elements and energies as the rest of this natural world. And by that understanding and manipulating these elements and energies, one could achieve also spiritual and material transformation of themselves. And that is the premise of alchemy and Hermeticism, in my opinion. And many mystery schools and how this all goes back to one kind of practice. But one way that alchemy and Hermeticism viewed the human body as a microcosm of the larger universe was through the concept of correspondences. Correspondences are the idea that there are connections and similarities between different aspects of the natural world, including between the human body and the larger cosmos. For example, the 7 planets of classical astrology were believed to correspond to the different parts of the human body, with each planet influencing a different aspect of health and well-being. Another way that alchemy and Hermeticism viewed the human body as a microcosm of the larger universe was through the concept of transmutation. Transmutation is the idea that by manipulating the elements and energies within the body, one could transform oneself both spiritually and materially. This process was often seen as analogous to the alchemical process of transforming base metals into gold, with the human body representing the base material that could be transmuted into a more refined and spiritual form. Overall, the view of the human body as a microcosm of the larger universe in alchemy and Hermeticism reflected a belief in the interconnectedness of all things and the possibility of achieving spiritual and material transformation through the manipulation of elements and energies that govern the natural world. In alchemy and Hermeticism, the stars and planets were believed to have a significant influence on the human bodies and its functions, as well as the wider natural world. This belief was based on the idea that the movements and positions of the stars and planets corresponded to different energies and qualities, which could have an effect on the physical and spiritual aspects of human beings and other living things. For example, in astrology, each of the planets was associated with specific qualities and energies, such as the Sun being associated with creativity and vitality, and Mars being associated with courage and assertiveness. These qualities and energies were believed to be present in the human body and could be enhanced or suppressed by the movements and positions of the planets in the sky. In addition to astrology, alchemy and Hermeticism also incorporated the study of astronomy into their practices, viewing the movements and positions of the stars and planets as reflections of the larger cosmic order. By understanding the patterns and rhythms of the cosmos, alchemists and Hermeticists believed that they could gain a deeper understanding of the natural world, as well as insights into the spiritual and mystical aspects of existence. Overall, the belief in the influence of the stars of the human body in the natural world was a key aspect of the worldview of alchemy and Hermeticism, reflecting on a belief in the interconnectedness of all things and the possibility of achieving spiritual and material transformation through the manipulation of the energies that govern us. This brings us back to one of my earliest videos, though, discussing Agrippa's famous grimoires of occult philosophy, where he explains that this reality, this conscious world, operates on numbers, where the unconscious, or that spiritual astral plane, operates on symbols. So it seems we have this strange connection and cipher occurring as a bridge to the two. So that's the as above, so below, the microcosm to the macrocosm. This has been a fascinating topic for me to present to you today, and please subscribe if you are enjoying my talks. Thank you.